African Academy. We are here in Ethiopia. Today is Saturday 30th, which is the only program we're going to have for this week. And as you can see behind me, we have a special guest from Bahamas. That is whom we're going to be discussing. We're going to have discussion about what's going on in Bahamas. But before I go that way, I want to talk to you a little bit about something going on in Sudan. As you may know already, that we try to focus on Africa. So I want to tell you some information about what's going on in Sudan before I welcome our special guest from Bahamas. So Sudan is what? Sudan is a country that is located in North and East Africa, maybe you can say, is so close to what's called Middle East. Middle East is just Africa in general. It's Africa. It's middle. It's bigger. It's Great Africa. So now Sudan is a very important country, especially when it comes to the historic facts, because is Sudan today, where it is Sudan. By the way, the word Sudan means El Sudan from Arabic, means the land of blacks. So Sudan today is part of what in ancient you would call Ethiopia. So Ethiopia and Sudan, it was one country. So it's the brother Sudan, it would be the brother of Ethiopia and Egypt or Misri. Misri in Swahili or Misrael in Amharic. So that is spiritual part one. So it is one of the countries that were able to survive also called Arabs today. Arabs conquered on the 7th century. So they took over Egypt and the Horn of Africa, but they could not take over Sudan. They were able to bring religion as Arabic, as Islam, but they was not able to remove people who were living on the land. So it's also the land of Nubians as well. If you know the kings, those pharaohs in Egypt, they were all Nubians. So that is another thing you need to understand. Another thing is that Sudan is on the list of countries that have to be destroyed according to general history. I will play that video on at the end of our program. So that is another one. So Sudan, Somalia, and Libya, those are three countries have to be destroyed in Africa. Other point that is very important is that Sudan is so close to Middle East to the extent that you can leave from Sudan and go to eat lunch in Middle East today. So location geopolitically is another important point. But the most important one is that the current government, the soldiers, have signed an agreement to watch, to put military base on Sudan with Russia. And the Western, they say no, they don't want that to be in. They don't want Russia to have a military base in that area. So that is one of the reasons why you see people are fighting. But also, do not forget that Sudan also is neighbor to Djibouti. Djibouti, that's where all the Western countries have military bases. So I think that's pretty much what I can tell you. At the end of this program, I will try to play some videos and give you more information. So anyways, that being said, for Pan-African calendar, we have this week is the day when we remember the high priest of Pan-Africanism, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, or Sages Dr. Kwame Nkrumah from Ghana, the one who created the only country in Africa, in fact, that is peaceful country. No, that is not only one. There is another one, but it's pretty much the only country in Africa that you can claim to be Pan-African. Black people in American or diaspora, they know that very well because this is the only country they can go home freely. So that is Ghana. He created the country from what was a German colony, which is Togo. He takes some states on that, and then he put together Ghana, and you have Ghana. But not only that, he was also trying very hard to unite the country, which is to unite Africa, which he was in the process of doing that. So that being said, that's for Pan African. But also on same this week, also Thursday, we had Tanzania Union Day, which was the day when Zanzibar and Tanganyika they united to be one only country in Africa. That is, two countries are united, Zanzibar and Tanganyika. So I think that's all for Pan African calendar. So next week or from next month, we're gonna have different ones. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, we have the death of some other heroes, African heroes. I will go over those next week. Again, we always live on Saturday at 6 p.m. in East US time. Here in Africa, Ethiopia is 1 o'clock in midnight. Thank you so much. Now, now we have our special guest on board. Let me bring her in so that she can introduce herself and tell us what she's doing in Bahamas. Thank you so much and welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful, thank you.
And can you tell us exactly, people, a lot of us, we don't know where is Bahamas. Where is Bahamas?
So the Bahamas would be off the coast of Florida. So we're about 30 minutes from Miami, Fort Lauderdale, about 45 minutes away from Palm Beach, and then I'm on the island of Grand Bahama, and we're about half an hour away from Nassau, Bahamas. Most persons know Nassau. I'm on the island of Grand Bahama. And we have a population of about 250,000 people. On the island where I live, we have about 40,000 persons right now. We had about 50,000 before Hurricane Dorian in 2019. A lot of persons have left the island and moved to Canada, the US, and Nassau.
Okay,
So we have a
so
downturn in the population for the island that I am on.
okay, so pretty much it's like one village or one town, eh?
Yes.
So,
No, we could use the numbers. We need the masses here.
okay,
Yes.
so you guys, you know each other, eh?
Huh?
You know each other. Everyone knows everyone, eh?
Yes, exactly. From the little
Okay.
children to the old people.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
And
everyone I meet, I tell them, I said, give me the names of three persons and I'll tell you who they are.
so
Yes,
it's one family. So now,
yes.
talking about that, we say it's around the 400,000, 400.
No, 250,000 in the Bahamas.
Okay,
Yes,
450,000 in Bahamas.
yes,
Now,
yes.
how much is the population of African people?
African will probably just be a percentage, maybe 1, maybe 2%. I said this is interesting. I have a nephew-in-law who's an administrator in the Out Islands, and I didn't even realize that he does it, but I got a friend of mine married an African about 3 weeks ago, and I arranged for the ceremony. I'm like, oh, that's a pointer for me today. Yeah,
Okay,
but I
so
have a lot. I have a lot of friends that are married to Africans, and they're on the island of Nassau. And we have some Africans on the island of Grand Bahama also.
okay,
Yeah,
and do you when I say Africans, I mean people, black people. Let me use that one.
the majority would be black persons in the Bahamas.
Okay, so
So
you
you
were
would
talking.
say eighty
Uh-huh.
percent, 80%.
Okay, around eighty
Yeah.
percent of people are
Yes.
like black people. They are African
Correct.
descendant. Okay.
Yes. Correct.
Okay, very good. So pretty
Yes.
much is 80% of black people living on those islands. Now,
Exactly.
are you preview were part of England, were part of
We were
France, were
we
part of
were part of
Spanish, or
the
what?
we were part of the English. We became independent in 1973. We actually celebrate 50 years of independence this July 10th. So we
Okay.
broke off from the English in 73.
So you have the president, you have prime minister, you have
Prime Minister. Prime
so you
Minister, yes.
so who is the king then, or the queen?
The Prime Minister of the Bahamas is Brave Davis. Philip Brave
Uh-huh.
Davis. Yes.
Okay.
And we have a Governor General that's sovereign to the UK
Uh-huh.
that represents the Queen in the Bahamas.
Oh, so you guys, you're not independent yet.
Yes. Yes.
You
Yes.
are quote independence, but you're
Yes.
not there yet. Okay, I
Correct.
see.
Correct.
I see. Very, very good. So, how far is from you to Jamaica and Haiti?
Jamaica and Haiti, we would be about a 3 hour flight.
Uh-huh.
And we have lots of Jamaicans and lots of Haitians in the Bahamas.
Okay.
Yeah.
And okay. And life is how is life in Bahamas?
For the island of Grand Bahama, since the hurricane, it's been a little bit tough because of the Hurricane
Uh-huh.
Dorian that we had in September 2019 that devastated the island. Like basically 70% of the island was underwater. So people are just trying to
Mm-hmm.
rebuild since the hurricane in 2019. But Nassau is
Mm-hmm.
still very productive. We still have in the out islands, Exuma, Eleuthera, Nassau, they're still progressively building, but Grand Bahama and Abaco are the islands that are bouncing back now. So those are the more
Okay.
difficult islands.
Uh-huh. So it's pretty much the line of islands there you live on. Now, uh, how is like inflations and stuff like that? Because it's a problem that everyone is having now.
What was that
Inflation,
question?
inflation. How is inflation in the
Oh,
Bahamas?
inflation. Oh, no, the prices because the majority of our stuff are imported from the US and other parts of the world. So the prices have really escalated over the years. Like you talk about, there was lots of rebuilding, reconstruction. So like a sheet of plywood that was $33 before the hurricanes, it's now almost $68 for a sheet of plywood. So it's very difficult for persons now rebuilding. So because we had so many NGOs in after 2019, they've been able to assist a lot of the homeowners in rebuilding, but a lot of people are still trying to rebuild, and it's almost 4 years later and people are still rebuilding. So basically,
Mhm.
after the hurricane, so when you think about it, some homes were underwater. We had 20 to 30 feet of water on different parts of the island, and we're a flat island. So a lot of people are still
Mhm.
trying to rebuild. And then, the Bahamas is a tourist tourism is one of our number one industry. And so after Dorian, there was no tourism. So you had a lot of people that didn't have jobs anymore. So they were totally dependent on the government to take care of them and to provide subsidies for them.
Wow, oh, that's very sad.
Yes.
Now, tell me one hero, because we have Marcos Garvey from Jamaica, we have William Sylvester from Trinidad, and we have Bob Marley from Jamaica. Do you guys have any African hero there?
Who would be our heroes? I guess it would be basically our former prime ministers. Everyone takes them on to be heroes. You would have had former Prime Minister Lyndon Pinlin, who died probably about 20 years ago. So Lyndon Pinling, and then basically all of the former prime ministers. And then when you talk about women, you have Janet Bostwick, Dame Ivy Dumont. So basically the political figures, and then you will have all of the athletes that we would have had. We have the Golden Girls, who we still prize very much so, and then all of the Olympians that we have from the Bahamas, and we basically have a lot of professional students that are all over the world making us proud.
So pretty much we don't have a like someone who is well known from Bahamas. Like when I say Bob Marley, everyone knows who is Bob Marley, or when I say Marcos Garvey, everyone knows who is
Oh,
Marcos Garvey, or if
no,
I say
you
Martin
would
Luther
know
King, or
yeah, you know
eh?
the golden girls, and then you know the Olympic teams, the 4x1 relay with the
Mhm.
runners. So the
Okay.
athletes would be, and then now you know Buddy Hield, the basketball player. Everybody knows Buddy Hield.
Mhm. Okay. So that is it for Bahamas. I don't know none of those people, so maybe it's my fault. I don't know, but
Yes.
Hope you are.
Yeah,
Listeners, they know who those people are. I'm
yeah,
very, very sorry. I haven't get a chance to go to South America, so that maybe
right.
it's me.
And then you
But what?
haven't been here, so you haven't seen the Junkanoo parades that we have on New Year's Day. You haven't come for Junkanoo or Boxing Day celebrations.
Oh man, okay. So I
You
hope
have
I
to
will.
see. You have to see that.
Yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
where exactly are you located?
Okay,
Because
that's
I put a
Andros
map up
Island.
here.
Come down. Bring it.
Down.
Go find Florida, and then you'll see Grand Bahama. So you're gonna come north. So you're coming north.
Yeah. So my map now. I'm on Owen Town,
No, you
Sun.
keep find Miami. So you're gonna come up. Go to
Miami is over
Florida.
here.
Yeah, so come up. There it is. Grand Bahama is right there. Off from Palm Beach.
Palm Beach. Okay.
Go up further, and then
Miami.
you'll see it just over from Palm Beach, lined off at Palm Beach.
Okay. North Scott
Grand Bahama.
Clyde, Eddie Bay,
No,
Nicholas,
the so you're gonna
okay,
bring
Bahamas.
this. Drop. Bring Andres down.
Okay.
If you see Palm
Where?
Beach, go over. If you go straight over from Palm Beach, you'll see it.
Okay. Yeah, bring. Okay. Nassau Island. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So just
I hope my audience they see where we are.
yes,
Uh, Anytime maybe western side, the national park, all of that is in the Bahamas. Uh, yeah.
come
So
up,
now,
down.
uh-huh, come
Yeah. So
down,
you come up, go up. Yeah. So keep going the other
up,
way, the other way, the other
the other
way.
way.
Yeah, right,
Okay.
right
So that
there.
means
So I see it. I just saw it. Bring that.
okay.
Keep going down,
This way.
down. Yeah, down that way. That way, that way, that way, that way, that. Keep coming down. There's the Abacos coming there, and then you're coming down there. There we are, right there, right there.
So it's one of these things. This one
The
here.
one that stretched that has Grand Bahama, Pelican Point, West End, Freeport. That's that
Okay.
one right there.
Okay. So okay. Oh, I didn't know. So I thought it was only this part here, but also this
No,
one is
no,
you
that's the
too.
biggest island. No,
Okay. So oh, you got this kind of it's like Italian map or the map of Italy, like
correct.
shoes or something. Okay.
Yes, so that's me
you
there,
you
Grand Bahama.
you live in the ocean. You guys.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's water all around me. Yes,
Oh my goodness. This must have been the best place.
yes.
And
No,
talk about that.
in a couple minutes, we're in Palm Beach, Boca Raton, Fort Lauderdale, Miami.
Yeah, tell me about food. What kind of food do you guys get there? You got all
Food.
kind of food?
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, yes. Peas and rice, fried chicken, fish,
Uh-huh.
macaroni, potato salad, conch salad,
Uh-huh.
lobster salad.
Uh-huh. Cassava. Do you have cassava
Oh,
there?
love cassava.
Uh-huh.
Some
And
people call it yuca, but we have cassava. Cassava,
yeah.
potatoes, yams, corn.
O- Okay. Yeah. Cassava is actually English. Yuca is in Spanish.
Yes.
Yeah. So
So
okay. So you have all of that.
we have all of that stuff here.
How
And
about
then
plantain?
The Jamaicans
Plantain?
come here.
Plantain.
Oh, I love plantains. Yes.
Okay. So you guys, you are
Yeah.
very good. You got all kind of food then.
And then
Yeah.
we have the
Okay.
Jamaicans have the ackee and codfish. So we have ackee here. We import
Uh-huh.
the codfish for them. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So you guys, you are straight to like around where it is North Africa, almost like where it is Sahara. If you
Yes.
press the line.
So we're down there. Yeah.
Okay, very good. So now let's go to the business. You say that you are. Tell us more about your business or all you're doing there for living in
Okay.
Bahamas.
Okay. So if can I share my screen? Can you
Uh,
share? Can
which
you do
one?
that or no?
Because
Can
I have your website here. I can share that.
no? Can
You
you
want to
share?
share?
Am I able to share my screen or no?
I
Prob-
don't know
Probably
how to
not.
do that. Let me see. Let me see.
So
I don't know how you can do
that's
that.
my website. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. I'll talk I'm a Grand Bahamian, so I'm from the island of Grand Bahama, born and raised here. I left the island for 3.5 years to go to university in Florida. And then, so I am an accountant by trade. I'm an accountant. I have a Bachelor of Science degree in accounting. I worked in accounting and then went into sales. I've been into real estate sales now for over 23 years. And
Uh-uh.
in 2016, my daughter and I created Keys Bahamas Realty, a full service real estate brokerage and lifestyle company, and we represent clients worldwide in a broad spectrum of transactions throughout the Bahamas. We also have an office in Nassau, so we're able to assist persons in Nassau and the island of Grand Bahama. We fly to Bimini, Abaco, Exuma, Eleuthera, wherever our clients need us to go. And basically, we've been we've been in the business and we've seen the business grow over the years. During COVID and during the Hurricane Dorian, we probably had the best 2 years of the business during the downturn of the business because we had the NGOs that we did the logistics for, we did all of the housings for, and basically for 18 months we paid out almost $100,000 a month to local landlords for the rentals and for the concierge services for the persons that were on the island to assist the residents of the island of Grand Bahama and Abaco. So basically, for 18 months, that's basically what carried us. And even during that time, we actually moved out of our office and everyone started working from home. And we leased our office to one of the NGOs, and they kept our office for 18 months. And the monies that they paid us tripled what we would have paid out for our rents during the months that they took the office for.
So
Yeah.
pretty much when the things goes bad, you guys will benefit, huh?
Yes, we benefited from it. Yes, during the pandemic, I was ordering thermometers for people. I was ordering sanitizers. So everyone was being creative. I was supplying the doctors, the hospital with things that they couldn't get on island, but I had access to it because I had all of the direct flights that were coming in with the NGOs, and they were able to bring things on island for me, and I was able to provide locals with different necessities that they needed during the pandemic.
Okay. So because such business like this, they were in very big trouble during the pandemic,
Yes.
but you seem like you have a different story. Instead,
Yes.
you
No,
did a very good job.
and that's what we said. There were some people who died during the storm, died during the after Dorian and during the COVID time, and there's some businesses that really prospered during the same time. And we were one of those persons.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what's up.
Yeah.
Now, you say you've been doing this for the past 20 some years,
Yes.
and are you the owner of K Bahamas?
Yes,
Reality?
my daughter and I are the owners of Keys Bahamas Realty, and my daughter turned 30 in January, and she's actually been working with me from she was 14, and she has a double major she has a business degree and international finance degree. She went to boarding school in Canada. She went to the university, Dalhousie University in Halifax, and graduated from the University of Tampa. And she has a double major. And I said to her, "Are you going to stay in the States and work?" And she's like, "No, mommy, I'm going to come back home and work. I want to work with you in real estate." And this particular week, and she's to be congratulated, she was able to close on two properties. She bought a house for herself, and she bought a commercial business for herself with two partners.
So when you talk about the houses, like how much are these houses? Let me see. One of these, maybe this one here. Like this one here. I
The
think it's
one that's
another
on
modern.
this, let's
Yeah,
see.
let me see. Yeah, like this one here.
Oh, the one that's
Property
on the
too.
screen,
Yeah,
the
this
one
one
that's
here.
on the screen now, that
Yeah.
actually sold for $750,000, and it's actually one of my favorite houses.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
that's why you put that there. Eh?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
750,000. It's absolutely beautiful. And it's on two lots. And the
Uh-huh.
owners that have the persons that have actually bought it are going to build a second house because it was on two lots. So it was
Mhm.
definitely an investment property.
Uh-huh. And 700,
US
750,000
dollars.
is US
700,000
dollar.
US dollars, yes.
So you guys using American dollar or you have a
Yes.
Bahamas
We have
money?
Bahamian dollars, but it's equivalent to the US dollar.
So it's exactly the same price.
Yes. And then basically when you spend 750,000, you can qualify for permanent residency. And then basically you could live here year round. So a lot of people, when they buy those price homes, they want to buy to be able to live here year round.
Oh, so if you buy like that much, you spend that much money, you become a citizen of Bahamas.
No, not a citizen, but you have permanent residency.
So you that means pretty much you're not citizen, but you
So with permanent residency and citizenship, the only difference in the two is as a citizen, you get to vote. As a
uh-huh,
permanent resident, you don't get to vote. And that's
uh-huh.
basically it.
The
But
only
some people,
difference is voting.
that's basically the only difference. And
Okay.
then we give citizenship basically to the teachers that have been
Uh-huh,
here for years, like a lot of the Jamaicans, the English people that have been here and been
uh-huh.
teaching or been living in the island for 25 years and more. They tend to give them more citizenship.
Oh, so you guys you're different with Haiti, yeah?
Pardon?
You are different with Haiti or
Yes,
Haiti.
yes, yes,
Haiti, it said that if you end up in Haiti as black person, you are
yes.
100% become a citizen. So you guys,
No,
you
but totally different. It's not so easy here.
okay.
Yeah.
And what is the privilege do you guys have when it come to England?
What is the
Privilege you
I
have
don't
from for England.
we don't have so much privilege now. We have the Governor General, who's the Queen's representative there, and then we have the majority of our people. We go to the UK for the attorneys, and that's basically it. The only time that you have people that's moving to the UK is the attorneys, the lawyers, and
Uh-huh.
that's basically it.
Okay.
Yeah, but
But
not so much benefit from them now.
uh-huh. So who buys most of your houses?
The majority of our persons are definitely the foreign investors buys the high priced properties, but the majority of them would be Americans, Europeans, and Canadians.
Uh-huh. You don't have any African there?
We have Africans there, but they don't buy as much. They have a lot of businesses in Nassau.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
But they don't buy houses there.
Not so many of them.
How many airlines that comes to Bahamas from Africa?
Oh, geez, we have all of the major airlines that come here: American, Delta, United, JetBlue, all
Mm-hmm.
of those agencies, all of those airlines come here.
Uh-huh. You don't
Yeah,
have any
yeah,
you
yeah.
don't have any airline?
What was that?
Okay.
And
So
we have
Africa
our own
airline.
airline. We have Bahamas Air.
Oh, you have a Bahamas Air?
Yeah, Bahamas Air.
Uh-huh. I
Yes,
never hear of that.
yes,
Okay, that's what's
yeah,
up. So you are advanced then, yeah?
yes. Yeah, no,
So
we have our own airline.
Bahamas
And so
Air.
Bahamas Air goes into Houston, it goes into North Carolina, Miami, West
Uh-huh.
Palm Beach, Fort
Okay.
Lauderdale.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I see.
And then
Bahamas Air.
we even have cruise ships that's registered in the Bahamas, like the Margaritaville. And so
Uh-huh.
they go back and forth to Palm Beach every other day. Valeria is every 2 times per week. So we have
Uh-huh.
access to all of the cruise ships and all of the airlines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, as a businesswoman, what is the mistake have you made?
What is this?
Mistake you
Oh,
made.
geez, mistakes. Probably some of the mistakes I had. I wouldn't say it's a mistake. I had the opportunity to work in the US and to work overseas. And I
Uh-huh.
think that's some, when I think about it, that experience and that exposure was something that I decided to forego back in the day. So that would be one of the things that I think I would have wished that would have done.
Mm-hmm.
So to stay overseas, so I was in France for 2 months twice,
Okay.
and then I was asked to stay overseas, but I wanted to come home because it just seemed like it was just so far from home. And then when I was in school in the US, a company wanted me to move to Boston to work. It was well paid and everything, but I was like, oh my God, it's too cold. It's too cold. But I ended up working for them from home in the Bahamas for 2 years, and that was enough experience and exposure for me. And I got to go back and forth to Boston to work.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And speaking about cold, how the weather is in the
Oh,
Bahamas?
geez, it's average of about 69 year. The average would be like 69 year round. So when you
Uh-huh.
see it gets to 65, we bring out all of our fur coats and everything. We don't like cold weather.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh,
And
okay.
then the coldest time of the year would be January, February.
Uh-huh. So yeah, okay. January and February.
Yeah.
That's the coldest time. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And you've been in all those islands. You visit all of them, right? These
Yes.
islands in Bahamas, all of them you have.
Yeah, I've visited practically all of the islands except the real southern islands I have not visited. But I've been to the majority of the islands. I
Uh-huh.
actually had one client that took me to 6 islands looking for a house, and they ended up buying a key for $3 million. But they
Three
were
million
looking for a
dollars?
house. $3 million for a key that they were going to create a whole entire new lifestyle, that they're creating a new lifestyle on.
What do you mean a key?
A
What is a
key, like
key?
a little, just like one of those little islands with water around it, with no habitat, no one living on it.
That's
So
what
they're
you
gonna
call a key?
build. They're gonna build their own island.
Eh? How is
Yeah,
that's possible?
yeah. It's expensive, but it's possible.
So people do buy one of the islands,
People, yeah,
and
they'll
then
buy one of the little keys. Is what they will buy.
so you call this is small
A key,
pieces.
a
I
CAY. Yes,
CAY. Okay,
CAY. Yeah. So
maybe that's
persons will buy. Like we have lots of keys available for sale, and they will just buy a key and create their own island.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then from there you have your own country or your own
Everything, they
land.
will do all of their lighting, all of
Uh-huh.
that, their solar. They
Uh-huh.
bring in all of their housing materials and everything. They bring it from the States by barges, and
Uh-huh.
they will create an island of their own.
And you say, oh yeah, kiss them key K say K.
CAY.
Yeah.
CAY.
Okay, yeah, I see this
Yeah.
now. I just saw
Uh-huh.
size 10 size 10. Okay, so this all okay. So if I
Yeah.
want to have
So
my
that's
own
very that's
country,
very po- that's very popular. People buying islands.
uh-huh. There is
Yeah.
another one. It's called yeah. Okay, so if
No,
I
there's
want like
several keys that people would have purchased on the island,
okay,
on the
so if I
different
want to,
islands throughout the Bahamas.
so how safe this kids or kids are,
How?
how safe
Oh,
with the water
very safe. No, very
because
safe.
if
Yeah, no,
I
so
think
there's no issues or anything. Like the Bahamas itself on a whole is a safe place.
uh-huh,
Like we would have issues on the island of Nassau where you have the masses, but
uh-huh,
it's basically safe. And then it's not the tourist
uh-huh.
that has the issues. It's basically our own people just not being able to get along with each other, where we have the
Okay.
where we have the crime.
Okay. So it's just
Yeah.
like some drug dealers or shootings and things like that.
That kind of things.
Okay. Now you saw on the screen I have pigs. Is that this
I see
really?
swim with the pigs. That's a very special. And we have that on the island. The island of Exuma was famous for swim with the pigs. People actually go there and swim with the pigs.
So
And then a lot of the destination weddings, they go to Exuma. On Grand Bahama, we have now swim with the pigs also, and people just come just for that.
so you go and the pigs
And actually swim with them. You go, they care, and they let you swim you go on top of them, and they carry you around the ocean. Or you
oh,
just
okay.
swim along with them. Some people, if they're light enough, they will just prop on top of them and they will swim with them.
Huh. So
Yeah.
that's something you guys you do.
Yes. So that's very popular.
Swimming. Okay. I never
Swim
heard
with the
that.
pig, swim with the pigs.
Okay.
And then you also have the dolphins on Grand Bahama. We swim with the dolphins here.
Yeah,
So we
now
have
you
the
see.
dolphin experience. So yeah, you see them there, all of that.
Oh, good. You see
Yeah.
dolphins and then the pigs.
No,
Oh,
that's very popular. If you hear anyone going to Exoma, they're gonna go and swim with the pigs.
then these pigs, they belong to someone, or is that they are wild, or they
No,
this what?
they're all trained now. They're not
Uh-huh. So,
wild. They're all trained.
oh, so it's someone's pigs that.
Yes, yes. They're all trained.
Okay.
Yes, so they're
And
not
then
wild at all.
okay, so you give them food and
Oh,
then
but
they use.
wild pig is a delicacy. I could go for some right now.
Oh man.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so every country got something unique. So this is one of the things I just
yeah. So
discovered
that's
now.
it. So all of that is the swimming with the pigs.
Okay, swimming in
Yeah.
the pigs.
No, very popular. Very
You know,
popular.
I think it's in Burkina Faso or Ivory Coast where you ride the crocodile. So you sit on a crocodile and then the crocodile will give you ride.
In
And
Nassau. In Nassau.
and
Yes.
then in Ethiopia we have where you feed the hyenas.
Oh, really? No,
Yeah.
I have not gone. I said I also own a travel agency and I actually sell travel agency and Africa. I have Africa and Dubai and my two next trip, my European and Asian trips I'm doing. I have Africa, Singapore, and
Uh-huh.
then I'm going to Dubai. So I'm gonna let you know exactly what part of Africa I'm gonna come to. I
Okay,
have
yeah.
a lot of I'm a part of a black organization, the International Black Women's Public Policy Institute, and they were
Uh-huh.
actually here in February. They had a retreat on Grand Bahama, and there were two of the members were from Ghana, and they were here. Oh my God! They bought some jewelry and some clothing. It was fantastic, and they absolutely loved it here. And they invited us now. So the next conference is going to be in Ghana in February. So we'll go to Ghana in February of next year.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah. I think if you go to Ghana, you're gonna get citizenship. So don't worry.
Yeah,
Maybe you not,
okay. You're gonna
maybe
make sure and see to it.
yeah, so maybe you don't have to come back to Bahamas. You're gonna stay at home where you
Okay,
started from
I'm
anyway.
gonna hold you to that. I'm gonna hold you to that.
Yeah, so I think that's what they are saying that people of African descent from any other place they can definitely come to Ghana and get a citizenship. So we should be able to get a citizenship to to Ghana.
Okay, beautiful.
Now, how many properties do you have that are on sale?
Oh, geez, we got hundreds of properties on sale, and basically you can find a vacant developed lot, a decent lot. If I were to recommend you, you can find
Uh-huh,
a lot from say $25,000 for a vacant lot, up to a
uh-huh,
home for $20 million if you wanted it, or a hotel for $30 million, a hotel for $15 million. So basically, whatever budget you have, we have something for you. And then we have starter homes. You'd probably be looking at a decent home for 250,000 US dollars would be a nice starter home. And then if you were looking for an investment property, a house that could rent for say $3,500 per month, you could get a house for like $500,000, and those homes would be rented out to the US Embassy, different corporate companies on island, like we have Carnival on island, we have Royal Caribbean coming on island, those types of companies would come here and rent out properties for 3 to 5 years at a time. And a lot of people come here and they're interested in those types of investment because they see them as more secure properties. And then you would have the locals who would buy into triplexes, duplexes, fourplexes, sixplexes, where they rent out to the locals. And those are consistent markets also.
Oh, okay. I just saw
Yeah.
one Signature Clay Club 12. So that is
Watch
mean
Key Club.
is
So that house there, that's a 1,000,001, and that's in a gated beachfront community. And we've had that house listed. That house is listed for sale, and that has been rented in the past at $6,500 per month,
mm-hmm.
and on
Six.
a
How much?
long-term lease, six
How much?
thousand five hundred dollars per month.
Okay, so it's for you. Sometimes you rent them too, or I thought you
Right.
just sell them.
Sometimes you rent them. So you see that house right there, number 30 Shoreline. That's a
Uh,
gated beachfront house, and that could actually sell right now for $535,000 and could rent for $4,000 per month.
uh-huh. So it's your company, share company, or all the money is yours?
All the money is mine.
Oh my goodness! So
Right.
you can
So
you can
we
buy
keep,
Bahamas
so
then.
I know, right. So we keep basically how the commission split is shared. 50% goes to the company and the other 50% goes to the agent doing the selling.
Uh-huh. So
Yes.
there's another agent that is selling your houses, right?
We sell houses, vacant lots, apartment
Uh-huh.
buildings,
Okay.
commercial buildings. We sell everything.
Oh, so these buildings are built by other people and then you sell them.
Yeah, they're owned by other persons, and we sell it for on behalf of the persons of the owners.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So you don't, this is not your properties,
No, these
it's
are not our
people's
properties. We
properties.
represent our owners and the
Uh-huh.
properties. Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you ever encounter a problem with law or anything like flood or something like that?
Well, we had during Hurricane Dorian, we had
Uh-huh.
70% of the island was underwater.
Oh
But
my
like
goodness.
these houses here, the areas that they are in were not affected by it. It was the areas on the north side of the island that basically flooded. So
Uh-huh.
everything was underwater. So imagine that. So you had to rebuild your houses. So the persons that didn't have any insurance suffered. The persons that had insurance were the winners in the game after the hurricane. Because a lot of the people, they just took the insurance money and did not rebuild. Or
Uh-huh.
some of the insurance, they just wrote the houses off, gave the people their monies, and the people were able to start afresh with brand new houses.
Okay. So pretty much insurance is another thing that you should recommend to people buying houses in
Yes,
Bahamas.
it's depending on the area, we suggest they have insurance. Like these areas, people don't so much need insurance because insurance is expensive now. After the storm, you're probably paying 4% of the value of your house for insurance.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it's much higher. It used to be like 1.5, 2%. It's practically doubled now.
Okay. So now it's going to be is on 4%. So
Yes,
that means yeah, okay. And
yeah,
that's monthly or 1 year or
one year,
permanent.
and it's
Okay.
annual. The insurance is for the year.
And talking about that, do you pay tax for your properties if you buy property in?
And on the island of Freeport, in Freeport, there's no property taxes. But if you
Uh-huh.
go outside of Freeport and you go to the other islands, you're gonna pay 1% of the value of your property
One time or annually?
annually.
Uh-huh.
Annually.
One.
So when you
Okay.
come to Freeport, you don't have that tax to worry about. So
Uh-huh.
that's one of the incentives of doing business in Freeport.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I see. So, and you said that most of people who buy your properties are Europeans and Americans, or
Americans, Canadians, yes.
you don't have people from Middle East, things like that, because they.
Not so much. Not so
Okay.
much.
Uh-huh.
Like back in the day, it was the majority was the English people, but the numbers are now being reduced for the persons from England The numbers are now being reduced. A lot of them now are retiring and going back home to the UK. But we have
Uh-huh.
more Canadians and more Americans now.
Okay.
And what we've seen recently was a lot of people from California have been coming in to the Bahamas to purchase. A lot of people from Toronto coming in to purchase.
Why do you think is that?
I think it's the taxes and politics in the US from why the California people are coming.
So pocket now stand those politics and and the taxes, eh?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And that's why the people they come to Freeport because there's no taxes in
Uh-huh.
Freeport.
Okay,
There's no
I see.
capital gains, there's no income taxes, and that's what they like about it. So basically you make your money and it's your money.
Hmm. Yeah, okay. And people maybe also buy those houses and sell them, right?
The majority of them buy them and they keep them. Not many people buy and resell. You'll have more of the locals who will basically buy and flip properties, but
Uh-huh.
not so much the foreign persons.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Very good. So now, what is your plan for Africa?
What is my
Plan for Africa.
what is my plan for
Africa.
Africa? I'm coming
Uh,
to Africa next year. You tell me you're going to give me citizenship. Didn't you just tell me that?
I'm not from Ghana. I'm not in Ghana either, but it's already been given. So that one you just have to apply for it and you get it. The
Right.
Ghanaian government gives free citizenship to African descendants from American continent. So
But I'm not an American continent. I'm from the Bahamas. What about that?
I don't know. It's Bahamas is
We'll
not
have
on
to figure.
American.
Yeah, well,
Is
we'll have to figure that out. But no, but I definitely have to get into the African culture and
uh,
become more educated on it. And so I'm going to reach out to you and then let's have a conversation.
yeah, definitely. Because if you don't know where you come from, you will
Uh-huh.
never know where you're going to. So
Exactly,
and
exactly.
and Africa really needs her children now more than ever.
Right.
And you all are our children. Of course, we don't know how you end up in those the
The
American
sides of the
continent.
world, right? I know,
Yes,
I
but
know, I know.
yeah, some of
Yes.
them, according to what I hear, there is some of them who went there before slavery. There were
Uh-huh.
already black people there. That's what I hear. And
Yeah.
some of them went there for slavery time. Some of them went there just to visit or to live
I
there.
never
So
left. Yes.
yeah, so I thought you have at least like you see you have a plan for your business, and I thought you have a plan for Africa as well.
I need to put that in the budget.
You need to put that in the
Definitely.
budget. Yeah,
No,
to free
definitely.
Africa. Yeah.
Definitely. Yes.
Okay. So now, what do you do beside that? The real estates or housing stuff. What do you do also?
Okay, I also have my travel agency business. I sell travel agencies, so I basically do a lot of travel. Also, I assist people with starting up their travel business and their marketing business. And I
Hmm.
have a new grandson, so I'm busy being a nana now. So he's going to be one this coming week. And
Uh-huh.
basically, so I love to travel. I love boating. I love fishing. I love
Uh-huh.
cooking. I'm a servant leader. I'm active in the church. And then I
Okay.
just love I just love helping people. So I'm one people always come to me with their needs and I always seem to be able to assist them with whatever needs there are. And then I also work very closely with the political party. So I support the opposition party right now. So I'm always busy working with my local MP, getting
Hmm.
things done and just keeping on top of everything that's happening in the Bahamas.
Now,
So I keep busy.
how many parties or political parties do you have in there?
Basically, just two parties. We have three and four trying to come on stream, but right now, basically just two.
Or
And
is it
then we
like
flip flop every 5 years. We change parties. So our party is out now. We'll be in another 3 years.
so It's just been
Yes,
programmed every time.
we just flip flop. It's just changing the colors of the shirts.
Oh my goodness, that's very funny.
Yes.
But so you say you also serve in the church. Which church? What is the major churches over there? Or what is the major religion?
We have the Catholics, the Anglicans, the Baptist, Church of God of Prophecy.
Hmm.
Those would be the major churches here.
Okay, so Catholic also is big
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, we have Jehovah Witnesses
Oh, we have Jehovah
also,
Witnesses as well.
which is very popular also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to show the flag of Bahamas. Me too, I
Yes,
didn't
now
know
that's
this
it
flag.
right there. The aquamarine, the gold, and the black. Yes.
So the
That-
gold, the blue, and the black, and
Right.
that's all.
The black is, yeah, that's it. The gold for the
Yes.
water, the
Uh-huh.
the black for the people.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's it right there.
Okay. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
So
is
you have to come to the Bahamas so you can test the conch salad.
I definitely will come there because I'm planning to go to Haiti and possibly Jamaica if
Well,
I
if you're
get
going
any
to those
chance.
Haiti and Jamaica, you just have to come north to the Bahamas.
Yeah, definitely. I will love to come to see what is going on there, and especially you since you guys you don't have any African Pan African hero there, so maybe we need to make one. You say
Yeah.
you have a son.
Yeah, I have a son and a daughter.
Mhm.
And
How old
now
is your son?
I have a new grandson.
Yeah, how old is your son?
My son is 34 and my daughter is
Okay.
30.
Is
And the grandson is going to be
is he
one
gonna
on
be the
Wednesday.
hero? Okay, that's the first grandson.
First, yes.
Okay, okay, very
We
good.
just came off of a cruise last week. We won MSC Escape
Uh-huh.
cruise
Uh-huh.
and we went to Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico on that cruise.
Okay. Yeah, that's what's up. Mr. Alura, do you have any question you want to ask our special guest? I don't think he's listening. He can hear me. But now, so talking about that, here in Ethiopia, houses are very expensive. So expensive, actually. But it seems like in Bahamas also they are very expensive. How can someone afford to buy house like that?
No, the houses, you can find affordable houses, you can find a house 60,000 to 150,000. You can get a condo for
Uh-huh.
35,000 to 45,000. So there's
Uh-huh.
something available for every budget, really.
So you mean to say that these things are not very expensive?
No, those aren't
Because
expensive. What are you calling expensive?
I don't know. Look,
The second home buyers who want status are the ones who are going to pay the big money, but you don't have to pay that amount of monies to move here and to get a
uh-huh.
house. So you
Okay,
could
so
still find a house for under $200,000.
how about the land for agriculture? Do you do anything you do?
Agricultural land is very cheap. You probably pay about $3,000 to $5,000 per acre.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and depending on what it is you want to do, you can actually get grants from the government, and the government can give you free land to develop.
Okay, so if you
Yeah.
come for, they can give you free land so you can develop and
Yes,
increase your.
exactly. So if you
Why?
want to do, so you want land, you want to grow, say you wanted a pig farm or goat farm or something like that, chicken farm, you can
Mhm.
qualify to get free land for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, do you ever think about doing something like that as well?
Yes, always, always. And my daughter is actually very much interested in farming also.
Uh-huh.
Because we have a vacant lot next to the house, and she tells me, I'm going to put my farm next door. Yeah. No, but definitely that's something, and that's one of the problems. We're not self-sufficient. We need to be able to grow food, grow some of our food.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think if someone do something like that, It
Yes.
would be very. By the way, your website is very clean and very professional. How did you make this?
My daughter did everything with the website. All I did was sign on the dotted line and pay. She did
Uh-huh.
everything else. Yes.
Man,
Yes.
she's very expert on
Right.
this.
So that's my daughter. Everything to do with the website is her.
Okay. And your
Yes.
country local number is start with +1 or is it plus something?
1242?
Yeah, it is +1 and then 242.
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
so you have the
Yes.
same code like US.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Okay, I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then we're on WhatsApp all the time, so it's a free call. So we WhatsApp, the majority of our customers are on WhatsApp.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah.
So this number here is on WhatsApp too, eh?
Yeah, the 242-727-9475.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh.
it's WhatsApp 24/7.
I don't know if it does the one on website. The one you say two plus the 242 373.
373. No, that's the office number. I'm putting my
Okay.
number in the chat for you.
Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
you
the
should put
office
the
number.
yeah you should put the there is another one in 561 300
That's the
08.
that's the US line.
Okay. So that one
Yeah.
also is now on WhatsApp.
Yeah. Correct. So
Okay.
I put the number in the chat, the
Okay.
internal chat. Yeah, that's there.
Okay. Yeah, I think I visit your website already, and
Uh-huh.
you are doing very good job. Actually, this is very huge. And are you planning to do something also in other countries?
I'm thinking about it. We've had other persons who have asked us to partner and do stuff, so we're always open to it. So we don't have a problem with it.
So you want to do that on you want to do that on another country, but
Yes.
maybe US or
Yes.
maybe which
That's an open option. We're always open to that. We're always
okay.
open to partnership.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. So, before I finish, do I forget anything that I did not ask you about?
I think we talked about. So we talked about the weather, no taxes, the real
Uh-huh.
estate opportunities, the local culture.
And the local food.
Oh my God, the local food. Don't even talk about it. You're making me now wanting to go to get some conch salad.
Yeah, because I came to Ethiopia. By the way, I was in America, and when I come here, I found very little difficult to figure out food. Still, even today, I'm still trying to figure out the food here. Whereas when people go to countries, that is among the first thing they want to know or they want
Food,
to figure out is
the
food.
food, the
What am
food.
I gonna
Yes, for
eat?
sure, for sure.
Uh, yeah, and but it seemed like in Bahamas, what I was searching when it comes to food, I was able to find out that you have a lot of food, uh, more than maybe some other areas
Yes,
compared to other countries. Maybe Bahamas is more. You have more food like some of the African countries.
I think so. I just.
Yeah, yes. Oh, okay, I see. So Bahamas, you have what is the best or the most of common food that you have in Bahamas?
Seafood.
Also, most of you are now on seafood.
On the seafood, correct.
Okay, Bahamas food. Let me see what we got here. So there is this one. You look more like seafood, but like European food. This is fish, fried chicken, fried fish, and fries and salad. Okay,
That kind of
so
stuff.
okay, I see. What is this one here? Look like what is how do you call this thing? Do you see on screen?
No, I can't see it now.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Let's.
I thought I have put the yeah this thing.
Oh, is that the conch fritters? The
I
one
don't
with the
know.
toothpicks, the one with the toothpicks in it?
Yes, yes. What is that?
It's conch fritters. So it has actually conch. and then it has herbs and it's sweet peppers, onions, it's
Uh-huh.
flour, and then it has the counter flour, tomato paste, and
Uh-huh.
you deep fry it. It's absolutely delicious.
Okay, so there's no meat inside?
There's the conchs inside of it.
What is conchas or
Okay, so
kencas?
you see the bottle. Look down to your
This
bottom
this
left.
one here?
The bottle with the two salads on the side of it.
Yeah, this one here?
That one, that's a conch salad there. So it's a conch
Okay.
salad with calic. So that's a
Uh-huh.
conch. It's actually in a shell. They knock it out of the shell, take the
Uh-huh.
meat out, and then you cut it up with the herbs and you put the lemon and you season it with salt and pepper. It's
Uh-huh.
delicious. So that's
Okay.
one of our popular dishes.
Uh-huh.
And what's that?
Okay.
Just shrimps there.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah,
see
that's
you
just
eat a
shrimp.
lot of seafood
Yeah,
actually.
lots and lots of seafood.
And people there, they look so very nice. I think on your website, I was looking. People there, they look very green. You can
Uh-huh.
see that they are eating a very good food.
Yes, yes, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, everyone is look this one here. Huh. Oh man, don't get me hungry this
I
time.
know, I know. Trying to
Yeah, so yeah, I see, definitely. Yeah. So, anyways, for me, in closing, I do appreciate for you coming to our panel discussion. We are a Pan African institution or organization, and what we do, we only focus on Black people of the world from any
Mhm.
country where they are. We
Right.
discuss our problems, and we discuss what we have accomplished or what we should be accomplishing, and what need to be happen in specifically in Africa, because I believe that the great start from Africa and then it goes to the other people in other places. So now you talked something very important before I leave. You talked about the crime in which place did you say? What was that? The place?
Nassau, Nassau.
Nas. Yeah, Nassau. What's is going on there?
Nassau just has it has the population there. It has hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people there. And it's just infighting, like I say, the conflicts in between people that they instead of them just having the conversation, they have the gangs fighting. And it's basically always drug related type of things where we have the issues. So that's where we have the most crimes is in Nassau.
Most of crimes in the Bahamas is in
In
one place
Nassau.
called the Nassau.
One place called Nassau.
Why? And Nassau is not the biggest.
It is. It
It's
is.
not. It's among the biggest, but it's not. There is the big one. Which one? What was the name of it? The big
No.
island. What was the
Oh
name
no,
of it?
not Andrea. It's the big island, but it doesn't have the population.
So it's the big island, but it does not have a big population there.
Exactly.
Because,
Exactly.
because I think I saw there is what they call the Bahamas. The Bahamas, I think, is the big island, or is all together with
It was
Nassau?
Andros is the big island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the big island, but it doesn't have the
Andros
population.
Town. Okay, okay,
Yes,
Andros
it has
Town.
the big.
Okay,
It's the big island, but it doesn't have the population.
okay. So how about Nassau?
Nassau has the population.
So there is
Yes.
a lot of people in Nassau
Yes, the
compared
majority
to
of the people in Nassau.
Okay, but it's a small one. Okay, I
Correct.
see. Okay,
Correct.
so now when you say like those are criminals and crimes happening there, it's based on drugs, it's based on like gangster, it's based on
And
robbery. It's
it's
what?
all it's the majority is drug related.
Drug related.
Drugs and gangs type of
So you
thing.
have okay, maybe they
Yeah,
get that from some of those South American countries. That's what.
exactly. And then you have
Okay.
all of the guns, so they bring in the guns illegally and that type of things.
Uh-huh. Can
Yeah.
you have a gun in the Bahamas?
It's you have to have a license to have it. But
So
so
you have.
most of and then most of the murders that we have, the guns were not licensed guns.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. I see. Okay. Yeah. So, and what do you think should take place in order to stop that?
No, I think the police needs to do some more crackdown. They need to get more persons involved and get them out on the streets. They just leave them there, and let them fight against each other. Like every week you'll hear of a couple of them being murdered, and then the police are saying they're taking it in hand, but I don't think the police are doing enough to crack down on these criminals that's on the streets.
Because you say that you are involved in political parties and things like that,
Right.
and so if you are in in that,
Right.
you
No.
definitely.
And that's one of the things that we work towards, like getting these people off the streets and not giving them bail. Like you would have murderers on bail, and you have the person who's on rape and they don't want to give them bail,
Uh-huh.
but you give a murderer bail. So no, it's all political, and it's an issue that we're fighting with every day, getting
Mhm.
the guys off the street, locking them up, and just being more vigilant, getting more officers on the street to deal with these guys.
And be careful because you say they have guns as well,
Right.
and
And I think the police themselves are scared because these guys have better arms than they do.
yeah, especially if they are guns, they definitely have
Yes,
good
no,
training of
no,
using
and
those
that's
weapons.
what I think a lot of them are afraid too. Like the older guys, they're afraid because they're like, I've already been on the force 40 years. I don't want to get killed by these crazy guys on the street. And then the young ones coming, like I've just reached, and I don't want them shooting me down, type of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they will shoot someone too because
Oh,
those are
and they
guns.
think absolutely nothing of it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, do people there smoke a lot of weed or
They
like,
smoke a lot of weed. It's illegal, but they smoke a lot of it.
okay, weed is still illegal there, eh?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay, very good. Yeah, so, anyways, I think that's all we need to talk about the Bahamas. And do you think I should connect you with people who does same work you do here in Ethiopia? Because there
Most
are some.
definitely, most definitely. And anyone who's looking to do business in the Bahamas, looking to come to the Bahamas, I would definitely like to connect with them. And anyone who's interested in any sort of partnership, anything that they think that could work in the Bahamas, I would love to have an audience with them.
Do we have Ethiopia airline coming there?
No,
How about Rwanda Air or
no,
Kenya Airways, South
no,
Africa?
no, they probably come as far as Miami or
Mhm.
some part of Florida.
Okay, so we don't have any African airline that goes to Bahamas.
Not as yet.
Okay, okay. So that is something I'm gonna put in request to see, especially Ethiopia
Mhm.
Airline. Yeah,
Definitely.
okay, okay. Now, so that being said, if there's nothing you can say more, I appreciate for you to attend to our panel discussion. We will definitely come back to you maybe next time, but don't forget to help if there is anything you can help our panel discussion, our show that we do every week. Please let Brother Eugene know
I
if
will
there's anything can
definitely.
do.
I'm happy to support.
Yeah,
And thank you so
definitely,
much for the opportunity.
very,
It's
very
always
good.
my pleasure. I look forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. If you ever get a like chance to come to Africa, don't forget to come to Ethiopia. We have very good places, historical places where you can visit in Ethiopia, but also we have a very good connection in Kenya and Tanzania as well, where you can watch the most of biggest animals, wild animals that ever. The first country with a lot of lions in the world is Tanzania, and the mountain Kilimanjaro. The beach, I don't think you need to watch another beach
No.
because Bahamas. I can't tell you to go to Zanzibar because obviously Bahamas. I think you got that already. But
Definitely.
yeah, but in Ethiopia, a lot of traditional things like the oldest churches, the stone churches, the older things, religions, and older civilizations. It's all found here in Ethiopia, and of course, Sudan and Egypt. So, anytime if you ever get a chance to travel, please let me know if you come to Ethiopia or Africa, so we can show you how to drink coffee, African coffee. Do you guys
Definitely.
have coffee there?
We
Coffee.
don't have our own coffee. No, Jamaica does, but not the Bahamas.
You don't grow coffee there?
No, no.
Oh,
Listen, oh my God, my brother would kill me. My brother's fiance's parents are from Ethiopia and they live in Freeport. And I'm like, Ethiopia? I think the fountains are from Ethiopia. He's like, no, they're from Ethiopia. So they're in
mhm,
Freeport. So I have to
mhm.
find out when they're going to be going back home.
Yeah, definitely. I'm in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and I am advocating United States of Africa. That's pretty much what I'm doing here. I was in DC, in fact. I left there.
Uh-huh.
So I never get a chance to come to Florida or to come to the south part of US and South America as well. I never get a chance to go
What's up?
there, but we are in Ethiopia, so tell them to come to visit us as well. If you say they're from Ethiopia, they definitely,
I'm gonna tell
def-
you right now what her name is, because she was the emperor's niece. I'm gonna tell you what the family she's related to.
oh, that is Haile Selassie, maybe family, eh? Yeah, that would be Haile Selassie family if it's emperor's niece.
Yes, how do you know that? That's who it is.
Yeah, it's because we only have one emperor, or historically, we never have another one. We have kings, but not emperor.
Valansa Selassie.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, well, answer Selassie. Okay, that's her name, eh? Yeah,
yes, that is the name. The maiden name
Selassie.
was Selassie.
Yeah, Selassie. It means power.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so she's family. She's in that family, huh?
Yes.
Okay, very very good. Yeah. So, anyways, tell them hi. I appreciate for
Wow.
you.
Is that a small world? I'm like, why do I know someone from Ethiopia, Mrs. Fountain? Yeah, and she has several businesses here, very successful.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
Walansa Selassie. Okay.
yes.
Yeah, and I think I never heard that Walansa
Selassie.
Selassie. Walansa Selassie. Haile Mariam Selassie. Selassie. Okay. Yeah, so anyways, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming in. We'll keep in touch and have a
Definitely.
nice, I think, day. What time do you have over there?
It's 7:14 right now.
Okay, so still in evening. Okay, but by
Yes.
the way, your website is amazing. I need to talk to
Thank-
your daughter who made this. This is
Yes, no,
tremendous. Like,
if you need any
huh,
assistance, just let me know.
yeah, look this one here. This is
Yes.
just coming. Eh,
And those are
okay,
all photos that she would have taken.
man. Okay, yeah,
All of those are our photos.
she's very good on business. This
Yes, so all
website
of
is
those.
just
I have to take about 10 photos for her to select one.
uh-huh. Yeah, this is very, very good. Very, very tremendously good. Like, very good. Everyone will want to buy this.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. Thank you so much and have a nice evening.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank
I
you
will
so
talk to you
much.
soon. Okay,
Take
bye
care.
bye. Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye. Mhm.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, that being said, so our special guest from Bahamas, she just left us, and now we're gonna continue with. I want to give you little news so that you know what is going on uh, around uh, around the Sudan issues or the Sudan things we're talking about. So, what is that is going on is the fact that we may don't know, uh, we may don't know, we may don't know what is really behind it. But for that reason, I want to. I told you guys I don't have YouTube, so I was gonna play this if I can. I'm just gonna play this from um, from Big Cute or Big Cute, I don't know. So now just check this out, and then I'm gonna come back and I give you more explanation about what's going on in Sudan uh, from my point of view.
About 10 days after 9/11, I went through the Pentagon and I saw Secretary Rumsfeld and Deputy Secretary Wolfowitz. I went downstairs just to say hello to some of the people on the Joint Staff who used to work for me. And one of the generals called me and he said, "Sir, you got to come in. You got to come in and talk to me a second." I said, "Well, you're too busy." He said, "No." He says, "We've made the decision. We're going to war with Iraq." This was on or about the 20th of September. I said, "We're going to war with Iraq. Why?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "I guess they don't know what else to do." So I said, "Well, did they find some information connecting Saddam to Al-Qaeda?" He said, No. He says, "There's nothing new that way. They've just made the decision to go to war with Iraq." He said, "I guess it's like we don't know what to do about terrorists, but we've got a good military and we can take down governments." And he said, "I guess if the only tool you have is a hammer, every problem has to look like a nail." So I came back to see him a few weeks later, and by that time we were bombing in Afghanistan. I said, "Are we still going to war with Iraq?" And he said, "Oh, it's worse than that." He said, he reached over on his desk, he picked up a piece of paper, and he said, I just got this down from upstairs, meaning the Secretary of Defense's office today, and he said, "This is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran."
So you hear that already, that he said he's gonna start with, let me play this, let me play this again, the list, maybe you didn't catch that.
Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria,
Iraq,
Lebanon,
Syria, Lebanon,
Libya, Somalia,
Somalia,
and finishing off Iran.
So this is the time for Sudan then, eh? And you may think like, okay, so now maybe you are getting the point. What I'm talking about here is the fact that Sudan, as I was telling you, Sudan, it has been in a very sensitive situation from quite a long time, because if you can remember, there was the war in Sudan, Darfur before, and then it come to Khartoum. I don't know if you remember the Darfur genocide, and then after that it come to the Janjaweed and all those kind of things, and then now we have another war that is just erupted in Sudan. Listen to this. Now this is another very interesting point, is that all this time the World Health Organization had laboratories in Sudan, like biochemistry, or maybe we can call those disease, in Sudan. Listen to this gentleman, Tedros.
Already, the violence has taken a terrible toll on health. On top of the number of deaths and injuries caused by the conflict itself, already the violence has taken a terrible toll on health. On top of the number of deaths and injuries caused by the conflict itself, WHO expects there will be many more deaths due to outbreaks, lack of access to food and water, and disruptions to essential health services, including immunization. WHO estimates that 1/4 of the lives lost so far could have been saved with access to basic hemorrhage control. But paramedics, nurses, and doctors are unable to access injured civilians, and civilians are unable to access services.
When lab workers are forced to leave a laboratory and untrained people enter that laboratory, there are always risks. But the risks are primarily to those individuals, first and foremost, to accidentally expose themselves to the pathogen. But right now, the vast majority of people have been infected with infectious diseases in Sudan are doing so because they're having to drink dirty water. They're doing so because they're crowded into basements and unable to access care. They're doing so because vaccination is not happening in young children. So when we look at biologic risks, as you put them, the main biologic risks to the to humans in Sudan is the fact that there's an ongoing conflict.
Stop it. You talk about like this and that, but how, in what did you guys have laboratories in Sudan? For what? For which purpose? In fact, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, why do we have laboratories in Sudan? For what? For which purpose? You know, this is one of the things that is complex, because you have the same thing in Ukraine and in Sudan too. Eh? In Sudan too, you have labs. Are you serious? You know, so and it's just, I don't understand. Is it that these guys, they have laboratories for those pathogens, whatever you call it, which is like what happened for coronavirus? They have these things everywhere in every country, and now they are saying that the citizens of Sudan, they may be consuming that. Now, definitely, it's something very interesting. Hopefully, that must not be true, because otherwise, this will come to us very quickly. Today, I saw a lot of Sudanese around here in Ethiopia, anyways. So the question is, the war that is going on in Sudan is not just the war of fighting, like the generals they're saying, and fighting this and that, but is what? There is a problem. There is a problem of this virus. These laboratories they were creating, they are putting in Sudan. That is one of them. But there is another thing I want to share with you, which is this video here. I want to show this video here, and so you may be able to catch some points. But this video is a little more. It's done by, it's not good quality, but it's fine.
Here is why you should care about the fighting that is going on in Sudan. What's happening there is more than meets the eye. And it's time for the world to discuss the actual truth of what is going on there. America and Russia are at it again, just as they did 60 years ago during the Cold War, when they fought proxy wars right here in Africa, leading to the death of thousands of innocent Africans. They are at it again in Sudan, fighting a proxy war. Let me explain. Two factions of the Sudanese military are fighting each other. One of them is led by Lieutenant General Mohammed Hamdan, head of the paramilitary group known as Rapid Support Forces. The other faction is led by the Sudanese Army Chief, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan. So why are they fighting? This is where Russia and USA come into the picture. You see, in the last couple of months, Russia has finalized a deal with Sudan to establish Russia's naval base in Sudan's Red Sea coast. America is not too happy with that. Actually, they're furious. America's ambassador to Sudan, John Godfrey, expressly warned Sudan not to seal that deal with Russia, but they're going ahead and doing just that. And so when the paramilitary unit began fighting the other faction of the army, that wasn't happening in a vacuum. The big problem is that you're not going to hear this in the mainstream media. Neither are you going to hear a lot of African governments voicing this, which is very unfortunate, because Africa must learn to speak its truth and stand on this truth, because truth will set you free. So it is left to the African people, we the African people, to speak this truth and tell America and Russia to get off Africa, to get their hands off Africa. The days of the Cold War, the days of the shenanigans of the Cold War are completely over, and they cannot fight proxy wars in Africa at the expense of innocent African lives. That has to stop. The fighting in Sudan must stop. The puppet masters must stop their evil, diabolic. Here is why you should care about the fighting that is going on in Sudan. What's happening there is more than meets the eye, and it's time for the world to discuss the actual truth of what is going on there. America and Russia are at it again, just as they did 60 years ago during the Cold War, when they fought proxy wars right here in Africa, leading to the death of thousands of innocent Africans. They are at it again in Sudan, fighting a proxy war. Let me explain. Two factions of the Sudanese military are fighting each other. One of them is led by Lieutenant General Mohammed Hamdan, head of the paramilitary group known as Rapid Support Forces. The other faction is led by the Sudanese Army Chief,